I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter if you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you like me or dislike me, whether you like my YouTube videos, whether you push like or dislike. I greet all you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be Monday, January the 27th, 2020. The time being about 6:40 a.m. in the morning. I'm here across the street from the C.F. Bowen Civic Center here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. This is a place where my dad went to school in the 40s. This was the only place where blacks could go to school at the particular time until 1961, until a family by the name of Annie Davis, and who's the mother of Barbara and Johnny Davis, filed a lawsuit against the Charleston Consolidated School Number 7, which is the Charleston R1 school district to this very day, to be able to go to the same school the white people was going to, which the whites didn't allow blacks to go to, where they can get a better education. The Davises, may they rest in peace, right across the street where you see my Suburban, on the other side of it where that vacant lot is at, with a tree to the right, and then the little house or shed to the left. That was Miss Annie Davis' house when I moved down here in 1996. I got a chance to meet her. I got a chance to meet Barbara and Johnny, and they were some good people. You won't hear about them from any of the people that runs these programs in here, which are all black, NAACP members and other type of members, you know, educated people and uneducated people. But my reason for today is to talk about human trafficking. I went to 2 churches yesterday, Sunday. One of them I visit frequently, because the pastor, he's not only preaching the gospel inside of the church, but he outside in the community trying to help people with the skills that he retired from, charging them little or nothing. And the other one was a church that I went to when I first came down here with my living with my grandmother, may she rest in peace, because there's some people there that do the same thing that I told you that pastor do. But I want to just speak about something that I heard in the church that I came to when I first came down here by one of my relatives. She got up and said that a certain person in this particular building here that runs these programs is having an event on January the 30th, 2020, which is this coming Thursday at about 6 or 7 o'clock, about human trafficking. January the 30th happened to be my oldest daughter's 34th birthday. But anyway, I just want to speak about human trafficking. Do anybody know what human trafficking really is? Sometimes people look at human trafficking as being people just taking little kids and taking them to other countries. But let me tell you what Homeland Security define human trafficking as. Human trafficking involves the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. Traffickers use force, fraud, or coercion to lure their victims and force them into labor or commercial sexual exploitation. Now, I want to tell you something, and other people in this town know about it. It's some of the people that's run these programs. They have ties with the judges, politicians, these other organizations called Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. Most of them that's running this program, the blacks that is, in this building, 700 Cy Williams Drive or Cy Williams Street, also known as Am Street. here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Most of the blacks worked it for Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. And when you talk about exploiting or using coercion, you know, I can tell you a story the way they did my children's mother, because she was addicted to heroin and crack. They coerced her into saying, back in 2008, saying that I was beating on her, which is no police report, no bruises to show it. Said that I was stalking her. How can you stalk somebody when you living with them and you married to them? But the deal what they was doing was they coerced her into saying this to get her inside of this program, the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center's shelter in East Prairie. That's money, millions of dollars that they make in a year or two. And some of these same blacks, they knew that my kid's mother was on drugs, but they didn't care. It was all about coercing her into doing something. And if you go look at some of the people here that works in this building, look at their education and look at what they're teaching, see if it coincides. You look at some of the people that these individual leaders, NAACP and all, have working for them, alcoholic and drug addicts. They using their labor, you see what I'm saying, giving them little or nothing. You talk to some of these mothers whose children was taken away by some of these very peoples in this building here that's running these programs, using the court system to get these mothers that need help. Instead of getting them help, take their children and give them to other people that works with them, or give them to a system that all of them, it recycles our community. You take a look how some of these same leaders in this building, black that I'm speaking about, use other individuals that's on drugs, letting them rent a place where there's no refrigerators. You see what I'm saying? All they have is electricity. They don't have a toilet or a sink. Who takes a man that has cancer, that have mental problems, that have criminal problems, instead of trying to help him get a place, a legitimate place? You see what I'm saying? Use one of your little sheds and let them rent out and take their check. Take $300 and $400 of their monthly check. This is what happens here, y'all. I'm not just talking, it's facts. I look at some of the drug addicts that they use to work up in here, when other people out here that's legitimate trying to find jobs and they can't get it. Other people that's being misused in these court systems can't get no help, but some of these same drug addicts and same drug dealers and same individuals out here shooting up the black community or doing harm to the black community, these same people help them through the court system, through the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. They all have ties with the state's attorney and all of them, police department, law enforcement, and then they get them right back on the streets. You know why? Because they not going into the white community. Now, when it comes to human trafficking, you can bet on the other side of town, them white people, and no disrespect to them, I give them a thumbs up. They gonna make sure their children is not being exploited like these here. They ain't gonna let them work for little or nothing. Then brothers be going out of town trying to work, and here's some of these same leaders in here letting their children play basketball, the parents letting their children play basketball in this place with these leaders, but some of these same leaders is trying to lay with the mothers. I'm telling you something that's facts. Anybody in Charleston, Missouri that's not a part of this corrupted system here in the Mississippi County, come to that program this coming Thursday, January the 30th, 2020, about 6 or 7 o'clock, and listen to the people that's talking about human trafficking. Y'all know what human trafficking is. If they don't care about the racism in the Charleston R1 school district here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, do you think they care about our black children being exploited or human trafficking? If they don't care about the racism in the court or the injustice towards blacks in the court, do you think that they care about human trafficking? If they don't care about the racism that's going on in the police department, one black in a town where it's 51% blacks, if you don't, in law enforcement period, do you think if they don't care about the racism with law enforcement, Do you think they care about human trafficking in the black community? You see what I'm saying? In the black community, remember the definition of it. These people done coerced a lot of individuals. You see what I'm saying? A lot of individuals, they use in our community. Instead of getting these drug addicts help, they have them doing this labor for a little bit of nothing. See, I know for a fact because they had me speaking to the youths and just giving me $50 out of their pocket when I'm speaking for an hour or two. You see what I'm saying? That's considered human trafficking or coercion or misusing people. You see, what they don't want is they don't want an educated black or educated white or anybody educated that'll stand up against this here. Just because I'm the only one speaking about it, think about Rosa Parks. You see what I'm saying? Think about Rosa Parks. It took a while, but justice was done. Peace be still.